So we have added some new features called isochrones to the Missing Links website under this travel reach page. And that's just a fancy way of saying how far can I go in a specific amount of time. So what we do is we enter a postcode first, and you can choose your mode, bike or walking, and it is now calculated how far someone can go cycling in 10 minutes, which is this outer dark green ring, and then 20 minutes is the blue ring there. So these are called contours, a bit like contours on a map where it shows you, the different heights, but instead this is showing you the distance. If we choose 30 minutes, you can see it's extending out to Thorold, Amesfield, Lochfoot, and out to the Winnie Hill. Yeah, so Isle Steps would be included there, Kelt and Glencable. So all of the sort of outer ring of villages are accessible in half an hour by bike. And then if we choose 45 minutes, you can see that you're starting to get, I'll just zoom in so we can see the actual place names. You're starting to get out to like Burnhead and Aldgirth, Dunsker. That'll be Iron Grey around there, and Shawhead and so on. So while it's not saying yes, you should cycle up the A701 or whatever, it is, calculating this based on some roads that you wouldn't choose to cycle on. It is giving you an idea of what would be possible. So when we go into walk mode, obviously we're not getting as much range because we're probably walking at about 3 miles an hour, whereas you're cycling at about 10. Everyone cycles at different speeds and so on. But you can see that even within half an hour, 45 minutes, you could probably walk to work from most places in Dumfries if you work in the centre. So what about other areas? So we're going to nip over to New Abbey, and you can see how isochrones work in rural areas and where there's like rivers and so on. So if someone told you, oh, hey, there's some jousting competition over at Claverick Castle, and you live in New Abbey, you would be quite right in saying that that's like 5 kilometers away. But it is not 5 kilometers travel distance because no one goes straight across the river. It's actually about 25. So so that's where Claverick Castle is. So it's smart enough to know, okay, yeah, even if I have, 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes or whatever, you can't do that 5 kilometer straight across route. And you can see that it's not as the 20-minute and 10-minute, they're not as dense as in the urban areas. It's much more kind of goes along kind of arms, arterial routes and that kind of thing. Essentially because there's just simply isn't as much infrastructure in rural areas. We can flip into walk mode and we see this again. So it's almost kind of outlining the roads and paths. So as I say, it's not helping you plan routes, it's just showing you potential. So yeah, check it out.